I think because what I find mostly is I have a tendency to break promises to myself the quickest and easiest and often in order to keep a promise to someone else or something else. I, I, I feel like I have to break a promise to myself in order to do that sometimes. And as I'm trying to work on myself and realizing that I got to put my mask on first, save myself first before I can help anybody else, it's like it's counterproductive to do that, but I don't know how to do it any other way.
Yes,
So I guess the breaking the promises would probably be the thing I need to focus on right now because I break more promises to myself than anybody else.
beautiful. Can I just get from the group how many people relate to that? I break more promises to myself than I do to anybody else. I love seeing crowd hands. Yeah, I got it. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, so Zakia, where where's one example of where that's been the case recently?
Actually, yesterday I made a promise to myself yesterday that I was going to take 5 minutes 3 times a day to spend a little time with myself, and I couldn't find a minute yesterday to do that beyond the morning session. And even the morning session gets interrupted most of the time.
Yes, good, great. And then in the moment, if you go back to just one of the moments yesterday where it happened that you thought, okay, I'm going to sit at whatever time you thought, I'm going to sit at 3 o'clock, and then something came up. What came up? How did that go?
uh, hmm. I didn't even have time to set specific times. And I just got to the end of the day. And I'm talking the end of the day being like midnight, going into 1 o'clock in the morning, and realized I never even had a second to think about being able to stop and take a few moments for myself.
Yeah, 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 I got it. You got it. So it's the end of the day, and then it's like all the opportunities have come and gone. And yeah, I mean, I can relate to saying, all right, I'm going to meditate at like, you know, how this looks in my life is I'll say, okay, I'm going to meditate at 11, and then 11 comes, and I have a thought like, oh, I'm in the middle of something, and it's a thought, and I choose thought over what I am committed to. And in that moment, I might say something to myself like, and I definitely have, and have recently said, it's 11, I have the whole day in front of me. I'm going to find another time to meditate. There's plenty of time for me to do that. And then cut to where it's midnight and I haven't done it. And here I am, sometimes again, and I haven't done it again. So in the moment where you're choosing or not choosing to do something that we're all of us that we're committed to, there's something that's at play there, whether it's a desire to do something else or it's our mind and the thought in our mind saying, well, you you should really be helping this other person instead. This is more important in this moment. Or like in my case where the mind says, you can do this later, Ash, you can do this later, and then I miss the opportunity. There's always something at play that displaces what we're committed to. So inside of this context, we're looking at that from the senses, the desires, the mind, and what is it that's at play. But there's something that you're pointing to that I want to share and offer you as a potential hack to this, and for all of us as a potential hack to actually fulfilling on what it is we're out to fulfill on, because this group of people is a committed group of people. There are huge huge initiatives that the people on this line are up to. So clear about that. And we may want to look also at who is listening to our promises. So when I'm up to something, and Saki, I'm sharing this to speak directly to what you're sharing about. When I'm really up to something and I'm really committed to seeing something through, I will tell somebody else. Because I've told myself a lot of things. I just heard this last night. When we make promises to ourselves, the person making the promise really has the intention of fulfilling on that promise. But who's listening to that person? The person who was speaking last night who shared this, he said, the person who's saying the promise, that person really has the intent to fulfill on that promise. But the person who's listening is basically an idiot. I thought it was so funny, and I thought it was so funny inside of this conversation because it really is like that. It's like different aspects of ourself are at play. Like, where are we even listening to our own promises from? So when I have a promise that I know I'm going to fulfill on that promise, I tell somebody else. I tell somebody else so that then I know my track record, I know my history, I know I'm more likely to fulfill on that if that person is listening for me. Because where I am, where I live, and where what I'm committed to lives is with you. It's in your listening. So that's like a hack there. Awesome. And then I want also to yeah, you're so welcome, Zakia. Thank you for being honest about, where you're at in looking at this for yourself, because it allowed us to go there together. And then I saw another one. There was I saw another question in the chat. Oh, yes, Laura, I saw your question in the chat. Where does the will fall in place of the choices? So which we can look at this together. Which part of ourselves, you can put this right in the chat, which part of ourselves do you think the will is most associated with or most closely associated with? And you can type it into the chat, our will, our willpower. Which part do you think the will is more associated with? The mind, the senses, with the intellect, by itself? The mind. Yeah, I think it really depends on what we are. So there isn't a wrong answer here. We're looking together. I probably would have said the intellect, but I think it really matters what we mean by the will when we're talking about the will. So Laura, are you here? Yes, you are. Laura, are you in a position where you can come off mute and say a little bit more about what you mean by the will?
Yes, thank you, Ash, and good morning, everyone. It's that desire to make sure your promises um your promise come true, or you work on the promise, you don't break the promise. For example, I am doing my journaling, and at the end of the day, no matter how late it is, I try to do it because I'm trying so hard not to break this promise. So, what is really driving me to fulfill on this promise?
Yes. What a brilliant question. And if you look, probably it's different on different days at different times, right?
Yes.
So what are some of the things that drive you to keep this program? Like, what are some of the things that are really driving?
Hmm. It's like I don't want to let myself down. I want to be true to my words, true to myself. I want to stay on this path because I want to stay true to my word, so to speak. I want to develop the practice. And at the end of the day, I want to break out of the bad habit of not doing the practice.
Yes. Brilliant. Thank you so much for that answer, and that such a rich answer to that question. So if we look right there, it sounds to me like there's a lot of wisdom and discernment at play. And that would be the space of the intellect. But I also hear how that could easily slip into, I can't not do it. I have to do it. I can't let myself down. And that's more the world of mind and the manas. And we have to look, right? Like that probably works sometimes and doesn't work all the time. Would you say that that's true? And if that's not really the case, just tell me no, that I'm off.
Of
But
course, the truth.
yeah, sometimes maybe it really is 12:15 a.m. and it's time to go to sleep. Sometimes maybe it really is that way. Sometimes maybe the breakdown started much earlier on in the day when we stopped managing our time, or we stopped managing our well-being. And then by the time we get to 12:15 a.m., there is now this much larger breakdown for us to deal with. So it's it's worth it, right? Into this inquiry, like maybe like the will isn't necessarily the mind or the intellect, but that there's something that drives that willpower, and it's probably different at different times, and worth digging into and exploring what it is, what's at play. Oh,
Perfect, Ash. Time management is my issue. Thanks.
Laura, thank you. So why get into this inquiry? Why look at this inquiry is shining a light on these different parts of ourselves that are at play at any given moment. That starts to give us some power to distinguish what's going on with us at any given moment. If I'm about to break my promise, now I have an access to, all right, I'm about to do something other than what I'm committed to. What's the impact of this going to be on me and on the people that are connected to me in this thing that I'm up to? I have an opportunity to actually interrupt before I make a promise that I'm making purely from a desire to please someone else. Now I can pause and I can say, why would I, yeah, why am I going to do that right now? Or before I even dig into my day, that I pause and I say, if I don't say 3 o'clock, that's it. I'm stopping everything and I'm meditating. If I don't say that now, I can kiss that practice goodbye today. So one of the things that makes yoga so powerful, such a powerful practice, is that when we carve out the time, and now I'm talking about the physical practice of yoga, is that when we carve out the time to come onto our mat, that one plot, that one piece of real estate, our mat, that one rectangle, and we'd say, all right, I'm practicing for an hour, or I'm practicing for an hour and a half, or I'm practicing for an hour and 15 minutes. And that's all I'm doing, is we get to see these triggers go on and on for that duration of time. We get to see where we're like, I can't hold this posture for another minute. You know?
Repeat that, Ash. Your voice faded out.
Yeah. Yeah. So when we're in our physical practice, we get to experience all of these things, all of these parts of ourselves going in different directions in real time. We might come into a posture and we start to have the thought, I can't hold this posture for another minute. Now, in some cases, that's true. And that's where our intellect plays a role, is that we can discern between, yeah, I really can't. It's really not good for me to hold this posture for another minute. And then in some cases, we're just talking to ourselves. So we're going to do a pranayama practice, and we're just going to do it for about 5 minutes. And pranayama in yoga is a practice of breathing. We're going to do a kind of breath that's called alternate nostril breath. And as we do this breath, you'll have a chance to notice how your senses stir you up. Like you might smell something or feel something, or you might hear something, and it takes you away from what you're focusing on. Or how your mind might stir you up and take you away. It might be thinking about something you need to do later, something you need to do tomorrow, something you wish you'd done up to this moment. Or you might hear a still small voice with a message for you today. You might just find that after this conversation, you're much more available to notice the different parts of yourself at play than you maybe ever have been before. So let's all come and find a comfortable seated position. And if you're sitting on a chair like me, you might want to place your feet flat on the floor, uncross your legs. If you're sitting on the floor or you're sitting on a bed and you want to come into a cross-legged position, you can totally do that. That's great. We're going to focus for a few minutes on a breath practice called alternate nostril breath practice. And we're going to do a really simple version of this. So we'll take our 2 index fingers. We're going to plug one nostril at a time. So we'll breathe in, and then we'll plug our right nostril. I'll just demonstrate here. And we'll breathe out the left. Then we'll breathe in the left. And we'll switch out right, in right, switch. So the pattern is out and then in and then switch, out and then in and then switch, out, in, switch. You can do that in your own time, and I'll just guide us into it. And we'll do that practice for 1 or 2 minutes, and then we'll switch to the deeper version of that practice and just notice. So all there is for you to do in this practice is breathe out, in, switch, and notice your breath. And notice when you move away from noticing your breath, notice what pulls you away and bring yourself back. And let's all come and close our eyes. And if you feel more comfortable not closing your eyes, but keeping a soft gaze down at the floor in front of you, that's perfectly fine. So eyes are either closed or we have a soft gaze. And if you have a practice with the Vishnu Mudra, you can go ahead and use that for sure. to make sure that your posture is nice and tall. Your attention on your breath. You can begin to practice this alternate nostril breath. Just following the breath out, in, switch, out, in, switch. Continue to breathe in this way. And now you can start to release this practice with the fingers and just listen to the next guidance. So we've just done alternate nostril breathing using the support of our hands to cut off one side, one nostril, and then breathe into the other and then shift. Now we're going to attempt that same practice, but without using our hands. And it would be really easy to say, I can't do that. But just give it a shot. Dedicate 100% of your focus to breathing in this way and see what it feels like. And you can go ahead and close your eyes and check that out. Okay, great. Now you can start to release that practice. And you can come back and join us in the space and just notice how you feel. Notice what that was like for you. And before I say another word, let me acknowledge that it's 8:29. So we're going to move swiftly to wrapping up and closing out this session today. And I really invite you, if there was something powerful that came up for you in that practice, to please share it in the chat. One of the amazing things that I find about alternate nostril breathing without the support of the hands is that it requires absolute attention, because it is so unusual. It's an unusual practice. It's not how we usually breathe, but it is actually possible to breathe out and in through one nostril or the other without breathing through, the other side. Yes, let who speak. Yes.
Okay. Great day, great day. Hey, Ash, wonderful, wonderful practice. Yeah, so yeah, I was just doing my kicks and stuff. Then I stopped, wait a second, let me do this. So what happened was I never practiced that without my hands. I'm always like this and here, all that kind of stuff. So it was really cool. I closed my eyes and I saw, it was like two lines of energy coming up and I was just directing spirit in terms of what to do. And it was like two lines of energy coming up the inside of the nose, but also the outside. So I saw like the bony structure, but then I just saw two energies coming up and then coming out. And then what happened is I'm telling the spirit what to do, come out, but then it was another energy that was like, because your whole body has to circulate, you can't just go in and out. Like, so it was like, okay, I'm doing what you asked me to do here, but I'm still circulating it throughout your whole body, girlfriend, so you don't just fall on the floor. So, but it was really, really, it was really, really cool. I actually saw it and I could just feel the exchange. And I never did that before. That was great. That was so cool. Powerful. God, that was great. Thank you.
So great. So great. I am always knocked out by that. My mind is so calm when I'm doing that exercise because it takes all of my focus. So it's like, even if I wanted to have another thought, I couldn't because I would break the focus that it takes to do that practice. I love that. I love the imagery and you guiding spirit to move that up and down. And not only, you are in this world, so this up and down the body, that's the whole purpose of alternate nostril breathing, is to actually balance the male and female energy channels in the body by isolating one nasal passage and then the other. So that's awesome. Yes.
Cool.
Beautiful. And then yes, share in the chat and we can start to close out today's session. I hope it was valuable for you. This was really a very rich conversation. Thank you so much. And know that that's you, that's your listening, that's what you brought, that's the inquiry you did with yourself, that's how you authentically grappled with the ideas when they didn't fully make sense initially. That's you that had this session be powerful like that. So thank you. Cool. All right, shall we try to close it out, Nigel? Shall we bring up some slides and complete our time together for today?
Yes, we can do that, Ash. Let me go ahead and raise the slides. And thank you for sharing this and asking us to consider, where we break our promises and who is making, what part of ourselves are making them as well. I know I haven't often thought about that, but thank you for allowing us a space to think about those things today. So here is your special offer page if you want to share with the community your special offer.
Definitely. Yes, and Charmaine just posted it in the chat and for everybody on Facebook too, that at that web address, our 5 p.m. yoga web address, we have a special offer for the month of February. So we have 5 p.m. yoga every weekday, Monday through Friday, with a different teacher every day, ranging from pretty gentle to pretty rigorous, especially when I teach a pretty sweaty class and challenging physical class. And it's usually $40 for the month to have access to every day's 5 p.m. yoga class and every Friday's yoga nidra. And this month, like Valentine's number 14, we're taking $14 off of that. So the coupon code, you can go right to the page and just click on the link for the offer, and you can type in the coupon code February, and it'll automatically take $14 off of that month. So you can experience the whole month, unlimited classes and unlimited practices. And the link for that is in the chat, and there's the coupon code. So if you don't see the link in the chat, our website is flowandrestore.com, and then it's /5 p.m. capital Y yoga.
So Ash, just so you know, it has been dropped in the chat a few times, so the people can grab it from there. And then here is your contact page, and it's also on the contact page, so folks are able to screenshot if they like, and you can talk us through your contact information.
So that's my personal phone number and my business phone number and all the phone numbers. And you can text me right there. I'm really happy to receive any communication throughout the day about yoga and exploring these concepts more deeply. You know, it's like they're at play throughout all of our lives. So anytime is a good time to reach me. That's my Facebook. Add me on Facebook. Flow and Restore Collective is the name of my company, and we're on Instagram, and we post very regularly. We do yoga challenges all the time, so great to be connected to us. That's my email. That's our website. Our website, actually, we just completed an update to our I just completed an update to our website, and you can find a lot of juicy goodies on there right now. All of our offerings, you know, our yoga teacher trainings, our Ayurvedic events that we do, it's all on the website now. So, you know, feel free to go there and check in, and you know, go there and explore. And this is my spot for love offerings. And if you appreciated the session today, if you got something of value from the session today, please show love and support. And know that your contribution for today goes not only to me in providing the session, it goes to this whole team who delivered the session. And this team is extraordinary. So I know that we had a deep, juicy conversation today. I know that the conversation was rich, and I truly hope that it was of value to you, but also know that Charmaine and Nija, this is like the dream team for a Wake Up Everybody facilitator. So know that your contribution also goes to these two who created the environment that allowed us to actually have this conversation today, and allowed me to be available with you and to actually, you know, be with what you're saying and what you're getting and not getting. And that's possible because of the space that was created by these two extraordinary women, and of course, Spirit of a Woman and Shawnee, you know, the source of the whole series. So if you want to say thanks, if you want to show love and have, you know, show love in a gesture of showing love that then comes back to you because the universe is listening, please do that right here. Yes, and I think Shawnee is gonna hop off mute and help me, support me in wrapping up, saying more about the Wake Up Everybody series. And you have a beautiful session in store for Sunday. Dr. Bean is just extraordinary.
So she surely is. And it's been a minute since I have been under her voice, the sound of her voice, her leadership, her wisdom, and take on this reproductive journey. And so we look forward to that. And this is a conversation for all of us, not just women. It's also a conversation for men to be in, so they understand what happens with us and how they get impacted and how the world is impacted when women are not experiencing all that they can in reference to pre, during, post pregnancy. So looking forward to that, and definitely looking forward to continuing to ascend in this community.
And there are sessions continuing. Here is the schedule for Wake Up Everybody. Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays for 90 minutes, 7 a.m. every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. And Mondays and Wednesdays, the shorter sessions. So please come back. Please share with the people in your network. It's always so nice to see new faces on the line. It's always so nice to see everybody's face on the line, but it is really cool to see when new faces arise in the space. Yeah.
I want to share a request with the community. I said it maybe a week and a half ago. I'm encouraging everyone in the community, especially those who are present on Facebook, in the Facebook group. And if you're not, please join, to post and enliven that space with your testimonials, your experience, your process, your confusion, your pushback. Like, all of it is just part of being engaged in co-creating with an active community. And so please go on our Facebook page, not necessarily on the thread, because there's some weirdness with the thread this morning, Ash. I was trying to keep that from you so you could just keep going and doing what you're doing. But, we're in a retrograde period, and some weird glitchiness happened with the recording and broadcast this morning on Facebook, and all is well. We'll post through the Zoom recording and do whatever we need to do to report on the issue. However, that space is an opportunity to continue the conversation. This practice, I was trying so hard, Ash. It's like, oh, let me breathe in through this one nostril because I know this practice. And I was like, wait a minute, the air's going in through the other one. I can't do this. But I'm like, I remembered what you taught. So I'm like, okay. But I say all of that to say that every experience is a worthy experience to share. You think that it's only you until you share and discover that you're not the only one. So that only syndrome is what's killing us. We're not the only ones. There's somebody out there that is experiencing the exact same thing or something similar. But if you don't share it, they don't know it, and you don't know that you have a tribe that is transforming that as well, or working towards that. So thank you, Ash, for your incredible contribution. And family, please keep coming back. We're going to be here, so we invite you to be here with us. All right, Ash, you want me to take this?
Sure.
All righty. So, staying in touch, that means so many different things. It means what I just shared about posting on Facebook. It means reaching out outside of this space. It means participating with Ash's offering in reference to the yoga practice and the expansion of your mind, body, and spirit. Staying in touch means that we continue the conversation we had about where yoga comes from, like all of that, staying in touch. It also means what we are doing with Teresa this morning. We can't go, or this afternoon at 4 o'clock when she goes to her appointment. We can't literally go with her, but we can go with her. So stay in touch, send energy, send light, send well wishes, and we can stay in touch that way. And as a community, I'm always thinking of you, and I know I'm thought of often. I get text messages, light and love from you. I feel the energy. And so let's keep doing that and aligning with that, because we're just that powerful. So to be a part of this community, if you're new, Ash, I know you brought some folks into the space. I don't know if it's Sherry or Sheree. I saw somebody new in the space, a new face, a new beautiful face. She posted, please come back. I'm big on sharing, like, let's not hit it and quit it. People talk about that in reference to sexual exchange, but we do that in reference to healing spaces too. It's like, oh, got mine out. So just keep coming back, keep contributing to the community. It's not just about who you know that is the facilitator, or who you know in the community at large. It's about creating a space of expansion of community by you showing up. And I always say there's no other configuration of souls, DNA, stories, energy like this on the planet. We are special and unique. So register for the Wake Up Everybody process, the weekly experience, bit.ly/wake up movement. Join the Facebook page and give testimonial. Some people are in this group every morning and you're not on the page. So please join the page, bit.ly/woo community, because that's what we are. Instagram, which we are amplifying, and we have our beloved Aisha Muhammad that's going to be driving that energy and force of Instagram and social media presence for Wake Up. So at Wake Up Everybody Virtual, and then YouTube, working on the amplification of that and reactivation of it, bit.ly/woo on YouTube. And then we have an email address where you can share your thoughts, your insights, your innovations about this community, because we are nothing without that co-creative flow. So info.wakeupseries@gmail.com. All right, I'm complete with that. And now we get an opportunity to celebrate my beloved sister. And when I say sister, Ash is my sister. She's my love. She's my daughter. Sometimes she's my mother. She's my coach. I'm her coach. There's such a reciprocal relationship here. And Ash, if I'm not mistaken, I met you when your brain wasn't fully developed, under 25. I don't know how old you were. And we met on stage because we were both part of a production, and she was so dope and phenomenal. And then we just kept connecting in our relationship. I don't even know how long we've been together. I want to say it's over a decade, but I don't know. I'm not sure. I stopped counting.
We're on our decade anniversary this year.
Oh my goodness. I'm glad you're keeping up. I just love you, so it doesn't matter. But anyway, we get an opportunity to pour love into my sister. And we do that in our own special wake up style. So please unmute yourselves so that you can pour love.
Coach Shawnee, before we pour love, we have already started, but while they're doing that, please, for those who want to who want to become volunteers, we're looking for admins, we're looking for support. Stay behind. I believe either Kathy or Teresa will be the ones that will stay behind, and they will tell you all the marvelous stuff that we do behind the scenes, because that's where it really is behind the scenes. And I'm complete.
All right.
Thank you, Ash. We love you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Ash. Whoop, whoop.
Thank you, Ash.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Ash.
I'll wake you up again.
Thank you, Ash. You are
Good day.
Thank you, Ash.
Love you.
Blessings. Blessings. Blessings.
Thank you, girlfriend.
Ash Cash.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. I feel so
And let's
good,
move
y'all.
forward, everybody.
Beautiful information.
I feel your healing. I'm smiling. Look at me. Hey, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I love y'all.
Got you, baby.
Stay strong, Teresa.
Stay
Yes,
positive.
love y'all. I am. Mwah.
Love you all bad.
Yes.
You got all of us going with you, Teresa. Take all of us with you. Our energy,
and I was
take it with you.
so glad that I got up here, and it's like all this is an appointed time. Like the Spirit knew this was divinely happened. It wasn't no mistake. It was like this day happened for all of this healing to take place, and I don't feel nervous.
That's right.
I just feel so good, y'all. I just don't even know what's
That's right. That's right. That's right. Healing starts from the mind and the heart. When you bust through that door, you let them know the queen is here.
I am. I'm gonna fix my hair, put my makeup on, and everything.
That's right.
Put my
There you
green
go.
on. Green on. My green heart chakra. My heart chakra green on.
That's right. Have a beautiful day.